Nancy Pelosi has served in the House of Representatives since 1987, acting as the leader of the Democrat Party for nearly 2 entire decades. During this time, she and her husband have built a net worth an estimated $400 million, largely due to some shockingly well-timed stock trading by her husband. To put this into perspective, over the last 10 years, Warren Buffett's company portfolio has been experiencing gains around 270%. Independent trackers estimate Nancy Pelosi's portfolio gains to be over 700%. Are the Pelosis the most efficient traders in U.S. history, or is there something nefarious happening within our political ruling class? I'll let you decide. Since 2012, the Stock Act says members of Congress can't use non-public information to trade and must disclose trades quickly. In practice, the penalties for late or sloppy disclosures are insignificant, often like $200. And proving insider trading under that law is incredibly challenging. So we end up with what you're seeing: eye-popping returns, tons of well-timed trades, very few consequences, and forever collapsing trust in our political class. Now, Pelosi and her office have a standing line that they just repeat over and over again. She doesn't trade. He does. Paul Pelosi, her husband, is an active investor. They say that they follow the law. Fine. That's their side of the story. But if you look at the public record with me, you'd be crazy to not be suspicious. When I was a little kid, a large group of my classmates would get together in my buddy's neighborhood every day over the summer. We'd often pick a couple captains and have them select teams so we could compete against each other. You know, I'm sure you can relate to this. We'd then draw a piece of paper out of a cup with a game on it, and we'd play that game. So the game that we were going to play was always a mystery. My favorite game was Capture the Flag, but there'd be games like, hide and seek, basketball, making forts, creative-based games, all types of things. And today, for this example, we all made the agreement that the losing team had to walk 2 miles down the road and buy a bunch of snacks for the winning team. Well, my friend, Kev, volunteered himself to be a captain today. He basically selected all the guys to be on his team. Well, after that, we drew a game out of the cup. The game was tug of war. The team that was predominantly women, girls, they were pretty upset about this because they knew they didn't stand a chance. They were rightfully upset. They knew they were about to be walking miles down the road in the summer heat to buy all of us some snacks. So, before we played the game, though, they looked at the rest of the options in the cup, and they realized that every single option in there was tug of war. Turns out, Kev was also the person that chose all of the game options that day. He knew exactly what the game was going to be, and then selected his team with information the other captain didn't have. Obviously, the girls lost all trust in Kev, and he was never allowed to be captain again. Now check this out. In 2024, press tallied the Pelosi's gains at 54%, which is when their net worth estimates rose into the 400 million range. Reported winning positions included stocks like Nvidia, Palo Alto Networks, among others, but what a lot of their winning positions shared in common is that they were all deeply exposed to policy on chips, cybersecurity, and big tech. This isn't illegal by itself, but it clearly presents a conflict of interest. I mean, it creates an entire conflict of interest nightmare. Back in 2022, Paul Pelosi held options to buy Nvidia stock. At the same time, Congress was about to vote on the CHIPS Act, a bill that would pour money into the U.S. semiconductor industry, which could help companies like Nvidia. After people flagged the conflict, he sold the position before the House vote. They say they didn't do anything wrong, but to me, it sounds like they're pulling some Kev-type stuff. Now, what if I told you that Kev wasn't the one who actually put the pieces of paper in the cup? Kev wasn't the one selected to create the options of games we could potentially play that day. His twin sister, who was actually on the other team, was the one who put the pieces of paper in the cup. But even though she was on the other team, she agreed to go through with his little plan because Kev told her, if you write tug of war on all 3 pieces of paper. I'll let you choose the next movie we get at Blockbuster for family movie night. So his sister, who was on the other team, helped Kev execute his little scam. Our congressional trading issue, this isn't just about one person. It's not just about Pelosi. It's not about one household or even one party. During early 2020, multiple senators in both parties made trades after COVID briefings. The FBI seized Senator Burr's phone. DOJ and SEC ultimately took no action against him. Kelly Loeffler was also investigated. She was cleared by the Senate Ethics Committee. Legally, that's the end of those stories. But politically, it confirmed what millions already felt. The people with the best information always seem to get out or into these stocks first. So this is a system problem, not a partisan one. Even inside Pelosi's own party, there's been blowback. In 2022, Rep. Abigail Spanberger, sorry if I mispronounced her name, she blasted leadership after a House stock trading ban stalled. She called it a failure of leadership. And yeah, I'd say that's an understatement, but it's definitely true. Basically what this meant was she drew up a bill, was trying to pass legislation, or at least get the House to vote on legislation to ban congressional trading. And Pelosi and other leaders blocked the vote. That tells you this isn't just a right-wing talking point. It is a bipartisan credibility, incentive crisis. So how is this legal? Well, because the line between insider trading and smart timing is incredibly hard to prove. Because disclosure exists, but the fines are tiny, insignificant compared to what they stand to gain. And because Congress hasn't passed the obvious guardrails necessary to stop this. Now tell me this, when members of Congress and their immediate family can trade individual stocks, there's a built-in temptation, right? If you sit in closed-door briefings, if you know which bills are moving, if you can influence hearings, contracts, enforcement posture, tell me if I'm wrong, but it seems as though we have created an entire incentive structure to pull selfish, greedy people into the most powerful and influential positions in our country. Like I said, tell me if you think I'm wrong, but I think that's what we're doing. So what I want to see is while you're in office, no trading individual stocks, point blank, for you or your entire household. So this way, Paul Pelosi can't just make all the trades and Nancy Pelosi can say, oh, it's not me, it's my hubby. If you are in office, you should only own broad index funds or like a blind trust. Make this law, pass legislation, give members a short window to transition out, and make penalties meaningful. Fines tied to the trade size and public posting of the violations. Sorry, I should rephrase that. Make the fines meaningful. No more of this $200 stuff. Make the fines tied to, the trade size and and post all the violations publicly. There. That's what I wanted to say. For all of us to see. We want to see which members of Congress are trying to slime us. I was watching a replay of some Nickelodeon show the other day, and they were doing that slime thing. Sorry, that's why that came out. Oh, good memories watching all those little shows. I'm just reminiscing right now after just talking about playing Tug War and stuff. Oh my God, good times. I miss being young. Okay, back on track. Executive branch officials already live with tighter rules than Congress does. But Congress should meet that same standard. And thankfully, this is good news. Thankfully, we may finally be moving in this direction. In July of this year, 2025, a bipartisan Senate bill to ban member stock trading advanced in committee. That's good. That means we're moving towards potentially having a vote on it. And the House has its own bipartisan push too. Once again, this is good. Making progress. It's not law yet, but for the first time in years, it looks like this may be taken seriously. And let's be real. Your job as a member of Congress is to represent the people that elected you, whether that be your district or your state. Your entire job is to represent those people, the people that trust in you to do what's best for them. And because of that, we must make sure that we are incentivizing good people, smart people, people that actually want the best for us to seek those positions, not greedy, money-hungry, selfish people that are looking for an easy way to build a brand and build their wealth. ban members of Congress and their households from trading individual stocks. Because the way they're taking advantage of insider knowledge right now is beyond crazy and should not be legal.